All right. It is 5:06 p.m. and I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. We'll begin with a quick roll call. Mr. Barton?
Here.
Mr. Freshair?
Here.
Dr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Chapman?
Here.
Dr. Benning?
Here.
Good to go. If everybody will stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We have no delegations at this time, so that'll take us into reports and recognition. And we have the Calhoun-Gilmer Career Center student recognition. Dr. Benning.
So I think I can speak on behalf of the board. We wanted to invite you guys to formally recognize you for your efforts this year in skills and HOSA competitors. We're very proud of the work you've done, and we'd like to, stand you up and recognize you and probably take a picture and put it on Facebook and send it to the newspaper and do all that jazz in our local area. So we just wanted to say congratulations, and we appreciate your effort, your hard work at the Career Center, and your effort. You don't realize it, but this inspires younger kids to be a part of the Career Center and to do very well there and to compete. So being student leaders, we wanted to bring you up and congratulate you and provide you the honor you deserve. I'm going to try my very best here to recognize everybody, and I don't know who all's here. So I'm going to read these. Or
you could let your wife do it.
I could, but I'm going to read these off, and I'm going to have you guys stand up, and then we're going to take group photos, probably with the board, so we can send these to the newspaper. So, Calhoun-Gilmer Career Center is proud to celebrate the incredible accomplishments of HOSA, Future Healthcare Professionals, Chapter 36006. At the State Leadership Conference held at Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia. These talented students represented both Gilmer and Calhoun counties with dedication, professionalism, and passion for healthcare and careers. We are proud to recognize all of these students who competed and represented Calhoun-Gilmer Career Center this year. So the AM competitors were Haley Young, Michaela Ferguson, Emily Burns, and Joshua Minnie. Do we have any of those folks here? All right, would you stand up and just
Come on up.
Yep.
Get a picture.
come on up? Well, actually stand right there,
We'll get it behind you.
and we'll get in behind you. And
We probably need the boots to get over.
That's a team. Yes,
is the whole team here?
yes, this is their team.
Yeah, we want everybody.
They're in the
Yeah.
PM, but they are. a
Yeah,
team.
that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'll read your guys' names when I get to the team. Becky, you can come up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Come up here. All right, the PM competitors, now that I know that, I'll read them both at the same time. Bailey Lane, creative problem solving. And I should go back and read. Haley Young was forensic science. Michaela Ferguson was forensic science. Emily Burns, CNA. Joshua Minnie, creative problem solving. Bailey Lane, creative problem solving. Lillian Gibson, home health aide. Riley Cunningham, occupational therapy. Paige Stearns, physical therapy. Morgan Farrell, medical terminology. Ellie Lowther, creative problem solving. Lindsay Bush, phlebotomy. Emily Bassnett, hopefully I said that right, behavioral health. And Hannah Jones, creative problem solving. So tell me, what was your awards down there? I can't remember off the top of my
So
head.
the creative problem solving team took first place gold. And then the CNA student took first place gold. And the occupational therapy took first place gold.
So you had some winners.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Great.
And if I may interject, thank you so much, Board of Education, for helping support and inspire students to participate in career and technical organizations. Just like FFA, HOSA is a state leadership chapter for rising and aspiring healthcare students. So these students are committed to their future profession, and they competed and they brought home gold for the state level. And if you did not remember this, I have to brag that these students this is the second year that Gilmer County and Calhoun County have brought home for the chapter of HOSA that we host this first place problem solving creative team. So shout out to that second time in 2 years that we've had back-to-back gold first place recognition for the state level team. And I will say that this young lady actually led the charge last year and then brought the team together and then led more. So Miss Hannah was part of the first year recipient gold level state winning team and then the second year. And every single one of them worked really hard to accomplish that. The only one that's not present of that team today is Bailey Lane, and she's a Calhoun County student. So again, we appreciate the board recognizing that state level accomplishment. That's just like winning first place in an FFA competition at the state level. So, and mind you, those were over 700 students competing at state level at Marshall University. So it's a huge accolade for the students in Gilmer County and Calhoun County and our HOSA chapter, and that was led by Mrs. Burns. So thank you all so much for taking the time to recognize that effort and achievement. It was huge. 2 years in a row.
Congratulations.
So we also have skills competitors that we'd like to recognize. These competitors competed on March 27th, 28th. We're proud to celebrate all 10 of the students who stepped up to complete and represent the program with skill, professionalism, and determination. Automotive student, Gabriel Francis, Automotive Service Tech, he's a Calhoun postgrad. Silver, second place, Caden Wilson, Automotive Service Tech, Gilmer County Senior. Alex McNown, Maintenance and Light Repair, he's a Calhoun Junior. Bronze, third place, Information Technology competitors, Braden Marks, Information Technology Service, and Senior Dustin Harper, Networking. He's a Gilmer postgrad, and he got a gold first place, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Gold first place, Ryan Ferris, Technical Computer Applications. And that's second place. excuse
Yeah,
me.
second.
It's below it. Second place, he got a silver. Law, do we have any of those students here? Law and Public Safety, Criminal Justice, Ashlyn Fletcher, senior from Calhoun. Crime Scene Investigation Team, Amara Hosey, Cassidy Frederick, and Bailey Holing. Program Representation Automotive, 3 competitors Network Technology, 3 competitors Law and Public Safety, and 1 individual plus 1 team of 3. So did I miss anybody back there in the crowd? Okay. So if we can celebrate all of those students' accomplishments, and skills is I guess similar. It's kind of like an FFA competition.
Yeah, if you want me to elaborate, Skills is another career and technical student organization, just like FFA, but it represents all career clusters, and it's a state level competition. And that's a little bit bigger because it's every program of study in every career and technical school or program offering in the state. So you're looking at that capacity of 1,300 participants that you're competing against. So again, we're really proud to have an active skills chapter that participated, a lot of participants, and a lot of accolades to bring home. So we're really proud of those students and our skills chapter. We plan to continue to participate.
And I'm going
Appreciate your efforts in recognizing.
I'm going to congratulate Mr. Moore because he's down there and he's in the mix of the skills competition. He got a gold first place and a silver second place winner. So that's
Awesome.
congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else under recognitions? Anything else from you
Cody,
guys?
should we get a picture with you?
No, you don't. No, I don't need to get a picture with me.
Put him down front.
Yeah. That live stream sees enough. All right. Well, thank you all very much for coming, and we look forward to seeing you at the linkage meeting as well.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, excellent job. How much was paid for the next thing?
Okay, so that'll take us out of reports. We don't have any personnel hearings. Is that correct, Dr. Manning? Okay, no hearings. So that'll move us into new business.
I move pursuant to section 6-9A-42 of the West Virginia Code, that the board go into executive session to discuss personnel and personnel matters which, if discussed in public, might affect adversely the reputation of any person.
Second.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded. The board go into executive session to discuss personnel. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
As a
Kinda got
pickle
into 'em.
eater.
Oh, I like pickles.
She
I'm an
gets those
egg
big
eater.
jars, so
I'm
then
a
I have
huge
jars
egg
to put other
Yeah, I
stuff
like
in.
pickles.
But
Pickled eggs.
I say we
are
pickle
pretty
everything.
I'm
Make
giving,
a motion to arise from executive session.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. We rise from executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, at this time, we'll go back to new business, and we have approval of personnel recommendations and changes for the 2026-2027 school year that'll be presented by Dr. Minnie.
all right, first is the personnel plan. If you just take one and pass it down. Second page is the preliminary computations, and this is what we are given by the state to recommend the number of employees that we have funded and on our certified list for the following year. The next is the actual certified list, and I'm including this year. We've done a pretty good job. We've got this thing really cleaned up over the past few years. And this shows you what each fund, what account code each employee is paid out of. So if you take those and pass those down. Okay, a review of the current number of students, personnel funding codes, the certified list, next year's class projection, and an overall personnel review have been made after careful consideration of the preliminary computations from this year, the 25-26 school year. I usually keep two goals in mind. One, the very first one, is to maximize the funding formula to provide students in Gilmer County schools with direct educational services to make the most impact on Gilmer County schools' students' educational outcomes. The second goal, and I think this is very important to the people in our community, is to maintain all employees of Gilmer County Schools' employment status to maintain full-time job. Nobody wants to lose a job, and we've tried our very best over the years to do that. I'm not going to read off the numbers there on each grade level, but you can see that we've dropped. And I did put a couple numbers in there. In 2023-24, we had 761 students. Last year, we had a number of 719 students. This year, our enrollment's based off of the number of 708 students. So we have went down again, but kind of slightly. So in order to understand how I did this, you gotta get to the computation sheet. So if you bring up your computation sheet and you flip to page 2, you'll see three highlighted sections there. The very first one on the left there, it says state age eligible PE employed, and we have 80. And this is for professionals. Number of PE funded net charter is the next important column. You can see they make an adjustment. In the column, a couple columns to the left, it says number of PE funded, 76.61, but funded net of charter funding is 75.45. Any county that you see a parentheses in that column to the right, that means that they're over their formula. They're in excess of the formula. 4.6 is what we are. So we're over 4.6 in professional. If you flip to the next page, you can see the outlook for service persons. You got state age eligible service people employed 55.25. And you see the number of service personnel funded net charters, 59.45. That's 4.21. However, we have added a custodian since these came out to this building. So that puts us at 3.21, so 3 employees. So we're in good shape there. We don't have the parentheses. We're in good shape there. I do always like to keep a service person or 2 available because sometimes students move in with extreme needs and need an aid. So I've kept that in the back of my mind when doing this plan. So then you can go back to the sheet there that I created. The treasurer and child nutrition is not included in, director is not included in any of these funding formulas. They require you to have a treasurer. They don't give you the funding for it. So just keep that in the back of your mind. We've always been pretty close to keeping this at zero. But we have 80.11 that are employed. Number of PE funded net charters is 76.21. My calculation there, we're 4.66 over. So that's what I tried to do with coming up with the numbers of who needs to be reduced. Same, 4.2 under for the next column down with service. So the service personnel plan on the next page, we're under the current state formula. It says 4.2, but it's really 3 because we hired a custodian. I recommend that we hire an additional custodian at Gilmer County Elementary School. That's one we eliminated a few years ago. And that would leave us a couple service positions there in case we would have somebody with a severe need move in. In order to do that, I've asked a couple different things. RIF the extra duty custodian at the Gilmer County Board of Education office. This position will be eliminated due to lack of need due to hiring the itinerant custodian at Gilmer County Board of Education office. And then post and hire, and of course, we'd put that on a permission to post later on. I don't think we have it on this one, do we?
Yes.
Do we have it on this one, Lisa? Okay, so go ahead and get permission to post to have a fourth custodian at Gilmer County Elementary School. The professional education needs, of course, we're 4.6 under, and luckily we had several retirements this year. And my suggestion here is to reduce the district-funded interventionist at Gilmer County Elementary School due to lack of funding. We've already accepted that retirement, so there was no RIF and transfer that we needed to do that. We did that on 3/9/26. Reduce both interventionists at Gilmer County High School due to lack of funding. Those are two newly hired positions. We've hired those people back and forth a couple different times, and if we get down to where we have the funding to keep those people hired at a later date, we would hire those people back or rescind the RIF. But we've hired those people the last couple years before school. The other position here is the retirement accepted on 3/9/26, reduce the director of technology attendance. We've already accepted that retirement, so that position can be absorbed. The truancy diversion specialist, due to lack of funding, we do not know if we have that grant. We ripped that position last year. My recommendation that if we know we have the grant and the rules allow for it, to post back a part-time truancy diversion specialist and a part-time attendance director for 230-day contract. We are required in code to have at least with the number of students that we have, a part-time attendance director. It's kind of like a school counselor certification. It's student support service cert. So there's no administrative requirement or anything for that. We just, we have to have one. It's in code that we have to have a part-time. Another position that we have thought about changing is the family and consumer science teacher. We would eventually, we're going to get an idea what we need for that, but we would post back it slightly different. Of course, that's not on the RIF and transfer list, but that would be another one of those positions that we would be keeping. In order to defray all of the duties of the director absorption, we've come up with a plan to move the following positions to get the board to change or modify the contract of Director of Student Support Services from a 250 to a 261 day. employee, and that person would be overseeing West Virginia School Choice, directing Hope Scholarship, homeschool, micro school, and the community schools program. Director of Transportation, this person, and Food Service, this person would be picking up the duties of open enrollment and professional employee, service employee of the year nomination and interview process and compliance of all service personnel. Service personnel, that's the testing and all of the things that they have to come and take. The Director of Teaching and Learning, that contract would change again to a 261-day contract. And that employee would be picking up directing McKinney veto and homelessness, and add to that contract a requirement to evaluate employees. The Director of Finance would be changed to a 261-day employee, and that person would be directing E-rate funding applications in the bidding process, and identifying eligible technology needs through the funding process. And then the technology integration, technology coordination, and West Virginia WVIS coordinator and assessment coordinator would move from a 230-day contract to a 261-day contract. That person would be the Weavis County contact, the district testing coordinator, technology coordinator, and be kind of spearheading the technology program. So that's the plan in the entirety. I think everybody was kind of good with it. The employees, I didn't have any hearings. I didn't have a whole lot of questions. If everything works out right with retirements, we're going to have very few people, I think, sitting without a job. I do think that we are at risk for maybe one of those interventionists or two to not. But those jobs were kind of well known that those were going to be year-to-year jobs. But through retirement and things, those people would definitely be eligible to apply. The only other document that I have here is the cost savings. I thought this might come up as a question. So I weighed out whether or not to just hire back another director here, and I looked at the number of employees that were down 4.66. By moving those folks to from a 250 or a 230 to a 261, and eliminating the director and absorbing that, we'd be going down to 4 people, which in today's world with reporting is tough to do. But I do think that we have the staff that can do it, especially with the extra days added for the reporting and things that we have in the summertime. The total savings that we would save by doing that would be $98,000. So that's a pretty good savings by absorbing that position. I had Ginger do a before and after kind of budget of what those total salaries and benefits would cost, and then what the total salary and benefits would cost if we absorb that director's position. So it's a $98,551 savings.
So the people that are already in these positions, that this automatically changes their contract? We don't have to riff their position and rehire to change their contract?
We provided them letters that, and they agreed to it, that we would modify their contract and add these duties.
Amend.
Yep.
Amended contract.
And I worked with Bowles Rice to get those letters and do the contract modifications.
So this last list of everybody that you have in yellow,
Those are everybody that is either federally funded, and it's all federally funded through federal grants like Title I, or they're state funded.
okay, because some of I see the interventionists and
Mhm.
stuff on there, so.
Yep. And that's who you should see on there.
Yeah,
that's-
but is there a
that's
chance of getting that federal funding back, or have they cut all that and that's?
No, all those highlighted names, they're not riffed or anything.
Okay.
I just wanted to highlight those are the people that are federally funded.
Okay.
And I thought I'd highlight them so you guys could easily distinct them from people that are county funded.
Gotcha.
It's a lot of information. I tried to give you everything that I use to make the plan and to build next year's certified list, which should look close to that certified list with a few different changes of interventionists, which are county funded interventionists.
With the last one being that description kind of looks like a director, do we need a change in title there, or would that be a whole riff of that contract to get that title to be, you see what I'm saying? Like,
I think that we're fine with, because it's not a director's position, it doesn't
Okay.
get the director's supplement, it would be a coordinator position, it'd be
Okay.
coordinating those services.
okay.
On the director of teaching and learning, and I should have caught this and I didn't. Old age, I'll blame it on. Where it's added to the contract requirements to evaluate employees. Who are we talking about here?
The director that would, or the coordinator that would be coordinating technology services.
Okay. And we save $90,000 and we get more work.
Almost 100,000.
You get more work by bumping them up to 261. You actually get more work days out of them, deal with vacation and all that good stuff. So you're
Yes.
actually gaining more output for your money.
Okay.
So do we have recommendations from superintendent?
Make a motion to approve the reduction in force of 2026, 2027? Is that all we need to
Second.
do?
Okay, so I have a motion to approve the reduction in force as recommended by the superintendent for the 2026-27 school year with
So
a second.
I probably should read that list. Okay. So the reduction in force for the 26-27 school year is Anthony Canfield, extra duty custodian, Gilmer County Board of Education Office. Craig Arthur, interventionist, Gilmer County High School. Eileen Matheny, interventionist, Gilmer County High School. And Michelle Workman, truancy diversion.
Okay, is there any questions or amendments to that main motion? I'm hearing none, so we'll proceed to the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right, on to the next recommendation.
I recommend making a motion to approve the change in contract days and duties for the 2026-27 school year, and I'm going to read those. Director of Student Support Services, currently a 250-day contract to a 261-day contract, adding the duty of overseeing West Virginia School Choice, which includes Hope Scholarship, Homeschool, Microschool, and County Contact for Community Schools. Director of Maintenance and Transportation and Food Service, currently a 250-day contract, would need to be changed to a 261-day employee and add the duty of overseeing open enrollment, including board approval of enrollment and managing and coordinating interview process, recommendations to employee certification, qualifications, and compliance of service personnel. Director of Teaching and Learning, currently a 250-day contract modified to a 261-day contract, and add the duty of McKinney-Vento liaison and the role of administrating performance evaluations as requested by the superintendent. Director of Finance, currently a 250-day contract modified and changed to a 261-day contract, and add work with E-rate by managing the competitive bid process, identifying eligible technology needs, and ensuring compliance with federal guidelines to secure discount on internet access, networking equipment, and maintenance. Academic coach and TIS, currently a 230-day contract, need to change contract to a 261-day employee and add district testing coordinator coordinating Weavis County Contact, overseeing technology meetings, including technology strategies, overseeing infrastructure, software development, managing IT expenditures, and reports required by the West Virginia Department of Education. I would make a recommendation that you make a motion to approve the changes to contracts, days, duties for the 26-27 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the changes to the contracts, days, and duties for the 2026-2027 school year as presented and recommended by the superintendent. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right, and the last part of that, Dr.
Final recommendation that I would have for this plan would be to make a motion to approve posting and hiring a custodian at Gilmer County Elementary School for the 2026 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the posting and hiring of a custodian at Gilmer County Elementary School for the 2026-2027 school year as recommended by the superintendent. Is there any discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right. So now we will move on to item B, which is approval of probationary and continuing contracts for the 2026-2027 school year as per West Virginia Code 18A-2-8A. Dr. Minnie.
All right, probationary contracts for the 26-27 school year. Requirement is for us to have this done by May 1st. The names will be read as followed: Brandon Fairby, Michael Francis, Emily Freimeyer, Emily Hoyt, Chelsea Jenkins, Ann McGowan, Karen Miller, Barbara Nielsen, Robin Roberts, Steve Rollins, Amanda Rose, Brittany C., Abigail Shiflett, Pamela Short, Tracy Speck, Brittany Spunogle, Stacy Stoniker, Carolyn Tennell, Leslie Turner, Aaron White, and Rebecca Wright.
Make a motion to approve the probationary contracts for the 26-27 school year.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve.
Can I just, we probably need to amend that list, correct? This is one, and this is one that has somebody on that list that we feel like we can't recommend that. And so I would recommend making a motion to amend the probationary list that was posted to the public. And on that list, remove Augustine Porez and approve the remaining probationary contracts for the 26-27 school year.
Second.
So moved.
Yeah, there we go.
Something.
Second.
Okay, all right. I have a motion and a second to amend the probationary list to remove Augustin Porras and approve the remaining probationary contracts for the 2026-2027 school year as recommended by the superintendent. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries.
Continuing contracts for the 26-27 school year: Stacy Butler, Raven Friend, Sharon Jones, Jean McCune, Whitney McLaughlin, and Devin Paxton.
Make a motion to approve the continuing contracts for the 26-27 school year.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded to approve the continuing contracts for the 2026-2027 school year as recommended by the superintendent. Is there any further discussion or amendments to that main motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. All right, we have no old business, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. We adjourn the meeting. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Just a friendly reminder, the next meeting will take place April 21st at Calhoun Gilmer Career Center at 4 p.m. Just to remind everybody, it's a 4 p.m. meeting.
4 p.m. I will not be there. I'll be calling in. Or you'll be calling me when you're ready.